Welcome back to Tokyo, and it's the final steps on the road to Rio. Australia playing Poland, and the formula is very, very simple for the Volleyroos. They must win to progress to the Rio Olympic Games. They currently lie in 5th place, Canada above them, but any victory, be it 3-love, 3-1 or 3-2, will see them launch themselves ahead of the Canadians, despite the fact that Canada beat them earlier in the tournament in 5 sets. Against the Poles, under normal circumstances, they would be a severe underdog, Australia, but Poland have already qualified for the Olympic Games a couple of days ago, in fact. First team through, and there's the Australian roster. Aidan Zingle's been one of the most consistent blockers throughout the tournament. Thomas Eckert missed the first match against Iran. Has been battling injury, but pretty consistent at the net. Luke Perry has been the best libero in the competition, and Nehemiah Mote showed a return to form in Australia's impressive win over the Chinese team. There's the Polish lineup. They're expected to once again rest their big players, Kurek, Kloss, and also Lomesh. Mostanek is their big middle blocker. He's the tallest player in their team at 211 centimetres. And they played Bushek, Bianek and Salbuk in their only loss of the tournament against Iran yesterday, but they'd already qualified. Iran, by virtue of their win, made it through to their first ever Olympic Games. Australian players were pretty relaxed in the team hotel this morning. They know the task at hand. They need to beat Poland, which they achieved at the 2012 Olympic Games, to get through to Rio 2016. Let's now pause for the national anthems of both Australia and Poland.
Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the playing of the national anthems, we ask that you rise as we recognize a moment of silence. The volleyball family mourns the loss of a world-class coach, Andrzej Niemczek, who passed away on Thursday, June 2nd. An outstanding
Andrzej
and
Niemczek, the
charismatic
legendary Polish coach,
Niemczek led the Poland
coach
women's
of the
national
Poland
team
women's
to
team,
2
passed
gold
away
medals
during the week.
at the European Championships in 2003
20 seconds
and
of silence
2005.
is respected here at
それでは
the
皆
stadium.
様ご起立ご脱帽願います。黙祷。
Thank you.
ありがとうございました。それでは
Respect by the
両国
players and the
国歌
fans
の
for
演奏
the
を
Polish
行います。
coaching
ご来
great.
場の皆様はコート上の国旗にご
I'm
注
sure
目く
that
ださ
will
い。
inspire Poland onto a
Please remain standing and
positive
direct
performance
your attention
in
to
their
the
final
national
match.
flags for the national anthems of the contending teams.
はじめにオーストラリア国歌です。
We will begin by the national anthem of the Commonwealth of Australia.
きましてポーランド国歌です。
And the national anthem of the Republic of Poland.
A proud and very successful men's volleyball nation, Poland,
Thank you. Please take your
the current
seats.
world champions, former Olympic champions back in 1976, and they are the barrier towards Australia qualifying for the Olympic Games. A win in any form, in any manner, will be enough for the Volleyball to go through to Rio.
ここで審判をご紹介します。
Presentation of the international referees. The first referee is Mr. Paulo Toulouse from Brazil.
Paulo Toulouse of Brazil, the first referee.
The second referee is Mr. Nassan Shaban from
Hassan
Egypt.
Shaban of Egypt, his assistant today. The starting lineups will be very interesting. How many of the big names will Poland rest for this match?
Presentation of the starting players, liberals and coaches.
まずは in Australia. Number 1, Aidan Ginzel.
Aiden Zingle,
Number 3,
third best blocker in the competition.
Number 6, Captain Thomas Edgar.
Great team spirit in this Australian lineup. Nathan Roberts, Tom Edgar, Nehemiah Mote, Sam Walker and Sukachev. So unchanged from the starting six, with Luke Perry being the libero in the starting lineup that was successful over China yesterday. It was one of their better performances of the tournament. Roberto Santilli certainly has had to battle injuries with some big name players frustrated by the build-up to these Olympic qualifiers.
Number 3, Darito Komarski.
So Novachovsky starts. Kodarski, the top scorer from yesterday, also in the lineup. Lomash, Bushek, Bianek, Salpuk and Jaskchek. So there is no Bartosz Kurek or Michal Kubiak, the captain. So two of their biggest names not starting on court. They caught on Kurek for some rare points yesterday. Their only loss coming at the hands of Iran. Stefan Antiga guide Poland to a World Championship in 2014 in front of home fans. They beat Brazil in the final. And they'll be a genuine medal contender in Brazil 2016 for the Olympic Games. Tom Edgar's battled abdominal injuries throughout the tournament. Greg Sukachev came in with a calf strain. Nehemiah Mote also under an injury cloud throughout the event. But it's all or nothing for the Volleyball today. A win or bust. Mote serving to start the match. Opening point and good blocking by Australia at the net. Walker denied. Set from Sukachev. Walker with a second attempt. Bianek stretched. Australia should have the advantage here. Sukachev with a quick flick. Unsuccessful double block was there. Oh, angled kill was excellent work by Nathan Roberts. But the first point goes to Poland after a spirited rally. Roberts thought he'd won the point after striking the spike cross court. These two sides met at the Olympics of 2012, Australia winning 3-1. There were straight sets to Poland at last year's World Championships, or World Cup, in fact, in Japan. Zingle sends it down. And it's rejected but wide. Hayden Zingle, one of the better performers against China. Third top scorer, 11 points, 8 spikes and 2 stuff blocks. And the touch is superb. Novakoski, who's very much a fringe player, but he gets his chance in the last couple of matches. David Konaski goes to the service line with Poland leading 2-1. Serve falls the wrong way for him. Konaski is the number 2 opposite. Of course, Bartosz Kurek is the primary attacking weapon at the disposal of Stefan Antiga. Set out wide. Double touch of the net. And it's killed well by Tom Edgar. 3 to the Volleyroos, and Edgar was the top scorer yesterday with 21 points. He's second overall on 103 points for the tournament. Edgar goes for it once more, and he gets enough on the kill across the blockers for a 4-2 advantage to Australia. And that's not coming back. Big swing of the arm by Rafa Bushek. Been a consistent player for Poland at these qualifiers. And he now hits the service line with a 1-point deficit, 3-4. Great return by Luke Perry. He had a terrific game against the Chinese, and that is equally as impressive for Nathan Roberts. But how about the quality of the service return from Australia's youngest player, who will be joining Paul Carroll at the Bundesliga champions Berlin with Nehemiah Mote next season. Konaski off the block for a point to Poland. Roberts, and that block was out. Jack-in-a-box type of player, Nathan Roberts. Missed the World Cup last year. Had a number of clubs in Europe. And Tom Edgar, who started the tournament with the float serve, but has affected the jumper superbly in the last couple of matches, and he's fairly cracked that one. Poland on the back foot. The set to Edgar. And he sends it wide. Good solid blocking position there by the Polish front court. Made it a tougher assignment. 5-6 to Poland. Sukachev with the quick set, and it's too much. The back court to handle. 7-5 to Australia. Mote does that well, just so athletic. It does read Sukachev's set. Slaps it down for an Australian winner. No coming back from that. Bianek finds the ground rapidly. Number 1 setter back. Lomesh. Greshka played yesterday. And that serve is overcooked, albeit slightly, by Artur Salpuk. First time out. Sees Australia leading 8-6 first set.
going to be your option there is to serve him inside like you did, keep him short at a time. I'm B1, this ball, you have to be B1. Okay? Just be high and with the ball. They are normally going in two, so they are normally going to two, so you can get the reach from the line, and you can get the reach in the seam, but just get some reach. Let's go. Keep going, guys. Keep going.
Positive start by Tom Edgar and the Volleyroos. 1 point ball game though. Mateo Spiernik sends it long. 9-7, so back to a 2-point margin. That's a quick transition, but denied by Australia. It goes wide though. Poland with a point. There's no head-to-head in the tie breaks in separating both Australia and Canada if Australia were to win the match. So if you're confused at Australia losing to Canada earlier in the tournament, it's not decided by head-to-head in one of the decisions. Set long by Tom Edgar. And it's level pegging first set. Net touch picked up. So Poland have their nose in front. Goes on wins, points, sets ratio, and then a points ratio is the final tiebreaker. 10-9 to Poland. Kanarski just overcooks the serve. It's 10-all, but that's all academic if Australia can't win the match. Three times they've been to the Olympic Games. Volleyroos. Kanarski from deep. And Perry can't affect the touch. 11-10 to Poland. Triple block not enough for Australia. Bushek strikes a fearsome serve. Out wide, Roberts! That's a big play. Nathan Roberts into position really quickly. Big swing of the arm and a big point to the Volleyroos. 11-all first set. Romash and saw Novakovsky in position. The quick set very effective for Poland. They certainly don't dominate any individual stats in this tournament, but overall the most complete package. World #2 ranked team. Good judgment. Tight call. 0.1 to Australia, 12-all. Edgar. Big toss and a good return of serve by Biernik. Rejected at the back by Luke Perry. Roberts can only dig it back into court. And he got enough on the spike there for the winner. Off the block, 13-12 to Poland. Bieniek with the winning shot. Edgar can only tip it over, looks for the hole. Well read there by the Polish setter. Roberts snapped into it. It's rejected once, and it can't be kept up by Australia. 14-12 to Poland. The biggest margin they've had in the first set. They've got the advantage of playing loosely, having already qualified. A lot more pressure on Australia in that respect. It's been a long season for these Polish players. They'll face World Cup play or World League play after this tournament. Here's Edgar, and he finds the court with a great angle. Nice set, Sukachev, and that's spot on by Tom Edgar. Plays in Beijing in the Chinese Super League. Roberts floats the serve. Well done by Bieniek. Poland denied first time, and a second as well. The set, Walker, and that's a fantastic stuff block. Big play, Poland. Rafa Bushek. In fact, it was Artur Salpuk with the final touch. Doesn't he love it? Oh, that's a slice of very good fortune, and a 3-point margin to Poland. The first to 16 points in the opening set.
We have more chance to defend the long distance. Also, he could touch by the block. Remember, it could bounce very far. Okay?
Wszystko dobrze, ja tak. Dużo lepiej. Na zawiście, panowie, dużo lepiej.
Poland have not lost successive matches at the World Olympic Qualification tournament in the past 20 years, and they're not wanting to do so here. So very much a proud nation. They won't want to give Australia anything in this match. Australia having to win to qualify for Rio. But it's Poland leading 16-13 in the opening set. Edgar. And that's easy pickings for the Australian captain. Set was absolutely perfect in the sweet spot for Australia's tallest player. And he tools the block successfully, Bieniek. 17-14. Rafa Bushek, in fact, it was front court. Three-point margin to Poland. And think about the challenge. It was tight, but I think twice, 2 challenges per team per set in 7 different categories. The Australian setter Sukachev at the service line. The set out wide, Bieniek tries to tip it over the double block. And it's lifted, says the first referee. Carried ball, 18-15. Off the palm of Tom Edgar. Once again, a 3-point spread to Poland. Twice they've let it go. Twice has been the right decision. And it's on the serve of Sam Walker. Oh, that's big, very big indeed. Artur Salpuk. One of those players trying to convince Stefan Antiga he's an Olympian, flying through the air and crunching it downwards. Max Staples on for Sam Walker. Very much been an impact player throughout the tournament. Big serve and a great service return once more by Perry off the block. Nathan Roberts adds to his points tally. He's up to 4 now. Float serve of Zingle, and it's a decent set. Lomage spot on for Novichowski. Too rapid a move for the Australian block. And it's 2017 to the poles. Well, that's a poor service return. Dug back into court by Perry. And Konarski sends that wide. So opportunity missed, and the door is ajar just a little for Australia in this first set. And he knows that was a big chance missed. And it brings in the service of Tom Edgar at 18-20. Well, that's what pressure does. Scratch to the head by the Australian coach. And Poland edge closer to the opening set. Lomash. The set is quick. Roberts slaps it to ground. In fact, Mote the player. Back to a 2-point game. Had 10 points against China. Yamai Mote. Lomage arriving deep. Bushek crunches the ball downwards. Great pipe move there by Poland. 22-19. Oh, Saupuk. He's recovered from a very poor return of serve. So that was excellent work by Max Staples. Made a hash of the return. Good recovery to Australia. Just a nick off the triple block of Poland. Benjamin Milk coming in for Greg Sukachev. He's seen limited time on court, but what he's had to do, he's done well. Mote, disappointing service. Perry straight back in, and 23-20 is the margin. Sukachev immediately back. Zingle, and that's a quick transition. Successful point. Well, both the middle blockers do that really well. Play quickly and try to beat the Polish block. Konarski can't win it with the first spike. Edgar tries the tip. Oh, great reflexes, Luke Perry. Staples can only set it back over. Here's a chance out wide. Konarski. And it's a point to Australia. Maybe a challenge on here from Poland. It is, in fact, a challenge. In what category? It's a block touch challenge, or it's hit the antenna, so the challenge successful. Mojtadek on as Poland earned set point, but it's a timeout. Australia under the pump in the first set. They trail 21-24.
Come on, hey, you got side out, you got serve, man. Hey, jump serve and go on. Jump serve. Yeah, that's what he said. Play first time at the beginning and then he plays 2-5. And that's what you have to bring in mind. Okay, just be there. Come on, guys. Go. Hey.
Big man David Konarski at the service line. Poland with set point. Sukachev. Single plays quickly. Poles stay in the point. And Salpuk plays it in off the top of the block. And there it is. Poland win the first set, coming from behind to claim it 25 points to 21. After coming back from an early deficit, 16 attacks to 13, 8 errors to 7, pretty even on that count. Only the solitary block in the opening set to Poland. 6 to 4. I must say Luke Perry kept Australia in the contest in plenty of tough rallies indeed. They've got two of their big stars not on court at the moment, and Bartosz Kurek and their captain Michal Kubiak. But as you would expect from the world's number 2 ranked team, a lot of depth on the bench. There's the strapping for the midriff area of Thomas Edgar. Of course, he's had abdominal issues leading up to this World Cup qualifying or Olympic qualifying series, and indeed throughout the tournament. Salpuk and Konarski in good form in that first set for Poland. And Australia will have to find a way back. They'll be looking for some fight for their boxing kangaroo spirit, the Volleyball. Max Staples remains on court. Australia chasing the match and chasing their Olympic dream, having to win this in whatever scoreline to find a place to Rio. All or nothing for Australia. Artur Salpak serving to start the second set. Edgar from the angle sends that to ground impressively. Up to 5 points for the match. They need more of that. Playing quickly out wide and opening up the angle for the Australian captain. Contact denied. Joust to the net. Is a good one for Poland. Suffered their first defeat yesterday at the hands of Iran in the tournament to 3-1. Largely a second string lineup against the Iranians. Sukachev has to stretch, and he got it all wrong there. Thomas Edgar saw the triple block set and just tried to tip it over on the angle and failed to make a decent contact. So indication of nerves. Poland leading by a set in 2-1. Sukachev this time to Roberts, sends it downwards and had enough zing on it to not find the up from Poland. 2-all. Nathan Roberts over 300 matches now for Australia. Winner of the 2007 Asian Championship with the Volleyball, and that's an excellent tip over. They've got such great variety to their game. Novakovsky splitting the Australian double block. Well, if you serve well, you can get some cheap points. And that's exactly the motto for Australia. If they can get to Thomas Edgar's big jumping serve going. Roberts has got some good variety. Mote was excellent with the float serve yesterday against the Chinese. And that's a difficult one too, floating at a tough angle. Bushek just knocks it mid-court. Here's Staples off the top of the block, but Poland stay in the point. Out wide, Bushek. And that's an excellent winner. Craned the body to create the angle for a 4-3 advantage. Now Rafa Bushek goes to the service line with Poland having the advantage. Overhit return. Mote stretching. He thought about putting away the winner there, Jalpuk. In the end, they get it off the block for a 5-3 advantage. So things just rolling Poland's way. And Australia showing signs of being nervous. The occasion getting to them. Bushek lets it rip. Sukachev with the back set, sent to ground, and had enough on it to win the point for Australia. There's Thomas Edgar in full flight. 6th point of the match. Mote with a quick floater. And that's very good by Jalpuk. Who's a young player growing in confidence. Novakovsky, good return, Staples, Edgar, and that's a terrific spike. Finds the corner. It was as much about control as it was power for Thomas Edgar. Weight, wonderful weight. 95 km/h spike. Finds the open court. Poland return the favour. Bianek off the touch of Edgar. Staples with a set behind Edgar, who just can curl it back into court. And that's set long. But off the block, Will there be a challenge here by the Australians? No, timeout called. The first technical timeout of the second set, and it's Poland leading by a set at 8 points to 5.
Tak, daliśmy na wylinie, zamykamy, no, ja to ten pamiętam, jak zamykamy, robimy to samo tutaj, widzicie? Dla was.
Australia need a lift. Poland claiming the opening set 25-21. The Poles have an 8-5 spread in the second. Can Roberto Santilli get a reaction from his players? Lomash serving. Sergachev with a set. Roberts sends it down, and that'll float out. He's had a really good tournament, Nathan Roberts. Came up with 12 points and 10 spikes with a couple of blocks against the Chinese. Staples can't follow it up with a decent serve. And it's back to a 3-point margin. Contagious. Zampuk sending that long. Now it's with the experienced Aidan Zingle, former captain of the Volleyroos. An errant to spike. Is wide and long by Bieniek. 8-9 to Australia. Zing on that by Zingle. And it's kept up. Oh, terrific work. Great hands, Nathan Roberts. The double blocks there, but it comes off hands for a Poland point. Must credit Nathan Roberts with some quick instincts to keep the point alive for Australia. Just there. The block not quite set. And Poland finding a way through. Sergachev with a quick set. Mote snaps into it. Here's a chance. Konarski. And now good cover there for Australia. Sergachev. Edgar. Did it find hands? No. So above the block. The ball angled out. And it's Poland leading 11-8 second set. Bieniek gets a bit extra on that. Mateusz Bieniek with a huge bomb. Timeout called by Australia. They trail by a set and 8-12.
He's safe on the line, it's okay. He's safe on the line and it's okay. Then be ready with the long action, guys. The long action come back. And always be ready to block in the middle when they have a counter-attack, so be ready there. Hey, hey, come on, let's play. Come on, let's go.
It'd be fair to say since midway through the first set, Australia really haven't had a foothold in this match. Poland have controlled the tempo. So Paul Carroll comes in for Thomas Edgar. He's had the most points of a player in individual match, 33 earlier in the tournament. Can he produce his best off the bench in the second? Mote, but he leaves it for Roberts. A tip over, it's kept up by Poland. Here's Bianek. And it's long. They want a challenge, they feel it's off the block. There's going to be a challenge. Australia have 2 challenges left. In fact, they've got 1. Poland have a couple. They'll retain this if it's successful. A block touch challenge fired in by Stefan Antiga. Let's see if it's caught the block. It has just the slightest of deflections. Well picked up by the Polish players. So the 1%ers going against the Volleyroos. And Bianek at the service line. Poland leading 13-8. If they need the big bomb of Paul Carroll, it's right now. As Benjamin Bell comes in for Greg Sugachev. Carroll to the service line. Strikes the first one well. Here's a chance. Oh, that's big. Very big indeed by Konarski. Perfect set. Angle created. And Konarski did the rest. Copybook point there by Poland. Rolls a beautiful serve, bamboozling the middle court of Australia. Nathan Roberts couldn't make up the ground, and that is a great example of how variety can be the spice of life. Jacob Geimer on for Mote. Australia desperately searching for a better combination. Another one rolled into court, this time off the tape. Carroll. And it's off the antenna, so the ball was out. And Poland with a convincing 1-set and 16-9 lead in this match.
Bravo. Naprawdę nie widać. Bardzo dobrze pracuje. Karol to jest trochę szybciej, łapka. Nie za dużo, albo nawet łapka i do skosu, jak jest 1-1. Dobra?
Poland in control of the match. Up by set and 16-9. They haven't lost consecutive matches in Olympic qualifying for 20 years. And they don't plan to achieve that on the final day in Tokyo. Australia need to win to de-seat Canada from a qualifying place. Konarski serving straight into the net. 10-16. Roberts unleashes a big jumper. Here's a chance. Oh, that's terrific. Nowakowski rising well to a very quick Polish set. And that's exactly why they're in the elite of teams in world volleyball. So Roberto Santilli ringing the changes. Paul Sanderson on. Australia chasing the match. Joust and only one winner. The return was overhit. Well, they just have never been able to really build on any rhythm, Australia. And the timeout, second set, with Poland leading 18-10.
Hi guys. Hey, we have to play. We have to play. Huh? We have to start to play. We didn't start yet. Huh? Okay, now we're at the bottom. We have to start. Come on, let's go. Hey, vamos.
Bieniek at the service line, set long. Hayden Zingle on for the libero Luke Perry. And it's Jacob Geimer at the service line. Quick set, and that's big. He's been in fine fettle, the young man Artur Sobhuk. 201 centimetre wing spiker. Exposing the hole in Australia's defensive game. Perry, Sanderson, triple block effective there for Poland. And a quick transition sees the point one off the block, 2011. Of rediscover their mojo after yesterday's flat performance against Iran. Bell, Roberts, and a thumping spike wins the point for Australia, 12-20. 8-point margin. That's how to win it. Lomesh saw the gap of the setter and took full advantage. That's how to beat a block when it's not even set. Quick reaction from the Polish setup. Here's Carroll, and that's rejected. Big block by the Poles. It's a 10-point spread in the second set. 22-12. David Konarski with a stuff block. Bell has to react quickly, but a double touch. Things going awry for Australia. And that's long, and they need to start to produce some building blocks for the third set, you would think. The Volleyroos focus on the task at hand. Fine margins between these teams at the Olympic qualifying series. Lomash, and Bieniek flies through the air and off the block wins the point. Set point to Poland. Salpuk, Carroll, and tools the block effectively. Still a 10-point margin. Lomes, the set is quick. Decent block in the setter by Australia. And the tip over is out. Is there a challenge here from Poland? It is. Challenged by Australia. Well, it's not an Australian challenge because they had the point one, so some confusion. It's an electronic tablet challenge system. So the officials have confused themselves and the fans and the players, but point to Australia. Zingle serving. Good recovery. Here's Roberts, triple block. It's kept up by Geimer. Carroll denied once, but he recovers the situation at the other end. Poland scrambling. The joust. Spirited rally, and it's off the block, and there's the second set. A 2-sets-to-love advantage. Poland in the driver's seat. Australia on the verge of going out of this tournament and having their Olympic dream extinguished, but they've still got a chance. If they take it to 5 and win, they'll go through, but they trail by 2-sets-to-love. There's the numbers. Poland dominating the second set, 15-7 in the attack stats, 8 errors to 4. But Australia would be really disappointed at their concentration levels and the fact that they're just not really locked into battle like we've seen in the past 4 matches. After dropping their opener against Iran, their form has steadily improved. 5-set loss to Canada was the pivotal result for the Volleyball. If that went the other way and the other results remained the same, Australia wouldn't be in this position, but they are. And they'll need full-on boxing kangaroo qualities to get themselves out of this situation. All smiles for the Polish coach, French-born Stefan Antiga. Huge ask for the Volleyball. 2-sets-to-love down against the world's #2 ranked combination. Their captain Tomasek looking on for the sidelines. They haven't had to call on their captain Poland, Michal Kubiak, or their big opposite in Bartosz Kurek. The players are doing the job, and Australia now has to play catch-up in a big way. Will be a change of tactics. Nathan Roberts went for a fair bit on that serve, losing the opening point. Bianek returns the favour, 1-all, third set. desperately need to get some bounce in their step. The Volleyroos. Aidan Zingle, one of the best blockers in the Italian Serie A. Is Kanarski out wide, and he finds the court. The top scorer from yesterday maintains his attacking posture. Sukachev with a quick set. The first point for Jacob Geimer. Nathan Robertson, Thomas Edgar lead the way with 7 points apiece. I have to show Poland something different in the third set. Carroll strikes the serve well. Good return by Salpuk. The touch over, effective. Clever work by Bieniek or Bushek. Saw the double block going up, but just as quickly coming down. So finessed the winner over the net for a 3-2 scoreline, third set. Sanderson stretches and can't find the court. 4-3 to Poland. Of course, Poland have won the Grand Slam as far as major titles are concerned. Olympic champions, 2 times world champions, World League winners, of course, former European champions. Sukachev, the back set is good, and that is Paul Carroll at his best. 4-all to Australia. Splitting the Poland backcourt. Geimer tickles the tape. And nothing ticklish about Bieniek's winning shot. 5-4. That's the beauty of playing quickly. You take the defence right out of the equation. Perry sets wide. Roberts off the block. He does that so well, just powers through the block. Nathan Roberts, not the top scorer, but consistent in the point standings with 12 yesterday. Straight to hang tough. Roberts, double block, not beaten. Lomesh with a set, out wide. Salpuk couldn't find the right contact. Roberts knocks it back into court. And the joust is good for Australia. 6-5 their advantage. They need a few of those to go their way. Lomesh with a quick set. And Bieniek duly obliged. Very hard to defend against that sort of tactic if you get the execution spot on. Sukachev. Roberts. Did he find a touch? No. Point to Poland. Poor quality return made it very difficult for Sukachev to make the necessary adjustment, and a timeout called, or the first timeout anyway of the third set, technical timeout, with Poland leading 8-6.
Ok. Je l'y vais. Et ce que je fais. Dobra.
Oni wszyscy mocno biją daleko od szkoły. Chciał tak, tylko Kolara się odbiło.
Ale tak, Legionary co mamy to mocno tu.
Well, the first team to qualify for Rio out of this tournament are very much in the driver's seat to finish Olympic qualifying on a winning note. 2 sets to love, 8-6. Australia will have to dig deep in their reserves of skill and self-belief. Sukachev, quick set. Rapid point 1, Aiden Zingle obliged. 7-8 to Australia. Tooling the block. Roberts to try another jumper. No, this time a quicker float serve. And arriving from deep, Xiaopuk just flying through the air. Well, he's a young player, very much on the improve. He's had a good end to the tournament, starting the last couple of matches. Bianek with a short serve. Carroll can't beat the double block. Double touch conspires against Poland. Point to Australia. Well, that's ever so easy. It was a quality set, but no real pressure on the return of serve of Poland. Just allow them to structure the point at their tempo. 10-8, third set. Well, David Kanarski hasn't found his serving range in this match. And now, arguably, Australia's biggest server, Paul Carroll, at the line. And the jumper is overcooked for an 11-9 scoreline, third set to Poland. Bianek rolls it into court. Forced over by Geimer, had to adjust the touch of the net, and that was clever work. You can see there it was a poor set, just low. And Geimer just had to adjust his attitude to that winning stroke. Sanderson, searing serve. Konarski can't beat the double block. Or can he? It's out, in fact, off Australia's block. 3 players going up, but he's found the edge successfully. Sukachev, Roberts, rising well. Doesn't win the point. Bianek certainly does. That is how to finish a debate very quickly. Timeout called by Australia. They have a steep mountain to climb, trailing 2 sets to love, down 13-10 in the third.
You can switch the service, cross, and then you can go to you. So just be forward and over and pass the ball. It's okay if we play first tempo, yeah? We have to wait on counter-attack to be ready there, especially to him. He can play the 7, play there. Hey guys, come on, come on, hey, come on. Yeah.
certainly not the most effervescent team as far as their body language are concerned, Australia, but I think by any measure it's been a flat performance from them. Poland leading by 2-0 and 13-10. The Poles' advantage in the third. Sukachev out wide. Roberts off the block. Nathan Roberts up to 9 points. On the service of Jacob Geimer. Lomesh with a set. And he tools the block successfully. Archil Stalpuk. Up to 9 points for the match. Forward turn puts Australia under pressure. Carroll couldn't find the winner. Kept alive. And Konarski finds the edge. That's brilliant work by Poland. And how about the work from Grashek there, libero. Great hustling by him. Lomesh finds the tape. Out wide, Roberts with a tip. Oh, that's clever. Just angled it to the side of the Polish triple block. Let's see if the green and gold can build some momentum here. On the serve of Greg Suka, the Australian setter. Zingle with the tip winner. Margin back to 2. Sharp work by Perry. Carroll finds the down. And that is a very impressive winner by Paul Carroll. Can they find something to force this into a fourth set? Sukachev a little bit more on the serve. Konarski the tip. Desperation by Luke Perry. Carroll again! Sends it to ground. And levels at 15-all. Suddenly the neutrals are supporting Australia's bid for an upset win. Aiden Zingle. Sukachev with the serve. And Konarski sends it to ground rapidly for a point advantage. And the technical timeout. Australia still with plenty of work to do.
To spoko, albo Peter, Bienio. Ok, dobre przyjęciu, potem atak. Dobre przyjęcie. Dawaj. A tam tak. Drugi raz to za dużo. Bo tak było tutaj. Dawaj, dawaj, dawaj.
Always running it on and then you play open there. Come on.
There's Bartosz Kurek, the tracksuit on, so you can assume he's not going to play a part of this match, but they haven't needed him so far. 2-0. 16-15, Australia a lot more competitive in this set. Southhook with a serve, a difficult one. Carroll from the angle, and that's great defence once more by Poland. Double touch, picked up by the referee. They need those 50-50s going their way. Roberts from the service line and fires a bullet up the line too. Konarski off the block. The set from Perry. Carroll finds the court. 17-16. Big winner, Paul Carroll. Blasting through the double block of Poland. And single, the return overhead. Momentum shift here. And the Volleyroos have a 2-point margin, third set.
Między rękami? Mieniu? To dobra. To mamy, atakujemy mocno. Okej, panowie, to blokujemy łapka co czas, obrona trochę dalej. Jak? Chyba przyjmujemy trzech?
On ma tam z 1,5 metra ma.
Co czas trzech.
Their Olympic hopes on the line, and Australia perhaps have awoken from their slumber. 18-16 they lead in the third set after dropping the first two. Nathan Roberts at the service line. This time he goes for the floater. Konarski sends it down to ground, and that's enough on it to win the point for Poland. Konarski up to 13. He's the top scorer in the match. Mateusz Biernik. Perry with a return. Single just strokes it over. It's kept up by Poland. Hooked back by Salpuk. Here's Single. He found the right contact. Difficult floating serve, and it had pace on it. And it was too hot to handle for Grashek. That camera angle gives you an indication of the swerve in the air. So Paul Sanderson replaced by Sam Walker, who started the match for Australia. And the Volleyroos now have a 3-point cushion. Well, they didn't need that. Tempting fate. 18-20 Poland lead. Sanderson back in. Konarski. Overhit. Lomesh with the set. And that's easy pickings for Biernik. As he picked off the Australian block. And that's all to do with the quality of the return of serve. So it's back to a 1-point game. Australia leading the third set.
Next side up. Next side up. If we serve fast 6-1, at least in the middle. Okay, if you serve short, just make a step and play the ball short. Then play, you can play first step, back. Step is short now. Yeah, guys, ball by ball now. We are. Come on, now, come on. Come on. Yeah.
Small but vocal contingent of Australian fans at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. And it's David Konarski at the service line. Poland trailing 19-20, third set. Sukachev, Carroll, and is it wide? Tight call. It's been called out, and there may be a challenge fight in by Stefan Antiga. Let's see what Hawkeye has to say. Undoubtedly, it's an in-out call, so Hawkeye will be asked to adjudicate. Hasn't caught the line. It was left by Luke Perry, and it's flush on the line. So 20 all. Successful call by Poland. Things get ever so tighter for Australia. Kanarski. Perry with a great return. Carroll off the block. Poland stay in the point. Kanarski. A double block, not enough for Australia. 21-20 to Poland. Impressive variety on the serve of David Kanarski. He can blast them. But relief for Australia as he sent that one into the net. 21 all. Bell on for Sukachev. Carroll. FIVB unwinds a big one. And did it come off the block? No, said the Polish players, and no, said the referee. 23-21. Huge point coming up. Australia's Olympic hopes on the line. Bieniek winds up, but uncorks a serve that flies long. Now we know Paul Sanderson can hit them. He's training number 4. Will he go for a conservative approach on 22-23? Nothing conservative about that. Great return by Polish backcourt. South hook denied. Here's Lomash to Kanarski. Off the tape. Superb recovery, Carroll. Roberts off the block. Kanarski's dig wasn't too flash. And a fantastic stuff blocked by Australia. 23 all. That's the way to do it. And the Volleyroos stay in the hunt off Nathan Roberts. Big play. Net touch challenge fight in by Poland. So the challenge is on whether one of the front two indeed touch the net in that block action. So we're hearing unsuccessful challenge. No touch. Point to Australia. Sanderson. Another bullet, but catches the tape. Lomash. Kanarski. And it's a wide for match point to Poland. And they ring the changes. Most of that comes on the big middle blocker. Can Australia find a way? Officials and players a little bit nervous. Well, the challenge has been fired in. Let's see what for. So no fault, we're hearing from the referee. No centre line infringement. Unsuccessful challenge and match point remains. At its most acute. Nowakowski at the service line for Poland. Floated in mid-court. Sukichev with a set. Roberts off the block. Saves the match point. Big match player for Australia. Plenty of experience as Lomesh comes back on from Mojdanek. Jacob Geimer goes to the service line at 24 all. Overkicked. And that was a poor service return. Zingle couldn't take advantage. Here's Konarski, rejected. Set point to Australia. 25-24. Second big block in set number 3. Timeout called. Australia trying to stay alive in Olympic qualifying.
Rozwijające przodu. Panowie, ta zagrywka jest spadająca, ok? Czyli też spokojnie jak skrót, więcej. Nie atakujesz, dobra? Dogłan nie przyjmujesz. Spoko, panowie, sadał.
One match point saved. Now Australia has set point. Now the serve of their number 2, Jacob Geimer. A floater mid-court. Southhook centre to ground. So a match point and a set point saved. It's not one of their big deliverers from the service line. Lomesh. Poor return. Roberts from deep. And that's a big block. Match point to Poland. It was all about the build-up. Roberts didn't have it in the space he was looking for. And Lomesh serves at match point. Better return. Roberts this time, rejected. And there it is. Poland have won in straight sets. And Australia's Olympic dream has been extinguished here in Tokyo. Grave disappointment for the Volleyroos, but jubilation for Poland. Have ended their Olympic qualifying on a winning note. And after their opening day disappointment against Iran, they built up momentum, the Volleyroos, to launch a genuine assault on Olympic qualifying. But they've fallen short against the world's number 2 ranked team. So Iran will be the only Asian bloc nation to have qualified from this tournament. Japan, China and Australia falling short, which means Poland, France, Iran and now Canada are the qualifiers out of the 8 teams here in Tokyo for the 2016 Rio Olympics. It'll be party time for 4 teams. Disappointment for 4 others. Well, they've lost only 1 match in qualifying to Iran yesterday when they played their B team, Poland. And a thoroughly convincing tournament for the reigning world champions. We're looking for their 2nd Olympic gold when Rio rolls on in just on 9 weeks' time. There's the stats for the set. 16 attacks to 14, 8 errors to 7. for Australia, who fought valiantly in that set of volleyball, 3 blocks each and 7 digs to 4. But overall, the numbers well and truly with Poland. Considering Australia's form against China yesterday, they were down on their best today on the final day of competition. The match stats, 48 attacks to 34, 23 errors to 19, but to 7 blocks to 3, significant to Poland, who hung in on many points, 22 digs to 10. So there it is, Poland confirmed their qualification for the Olympics with a final day victory over Australia, and the Volleyroos miss out on Olympic qualifying. What started in hope finished in disappointment for the green and gold. They had an early lead in the first set, urged on by their Italian coach Roberto Santilli. They couldn't find the answers to a rock-solid Polish lineup, both in attack and defence, and in serve as well. Poland on top. Paul Carroll replaced the Australian captain Tom Edgar midway through the second set. But it wasn't enough to turn the tide Australia's way. Fair to say they felt the pressure on the final day. They'll play World League, but there won't be an Olympic Games for the 4th time for the green and gold. They've missed out on 2016 after having beaten Poland at the 2012 Games in London.